half of you just ain't the same. Boy, I used to want your name. Now you're acting all brand new. I can do the same thing too. Don't get it twisted, I got you right. No matter how crazy you are. I'm what you need. You're my everything. You gave me your whole heart right from the very start. You said that we would never part. These games ain't got no rules. I'm the prize. I thought you knew. So what you gonna do? What you gonna do?
Good evening, everyone, and welcome to the CoCo McMillian Show, where we make it happen. I am so excited to be with you today. Want to say hello to everyone. Hi, Carol, how you doing? TT, I see you guys out there. Thank you so much for watching. This is an amazing virtual talk show where we feature some of our local and our national recording artists here on this platform. It's designed for you. You know, we help out business owners, artists, social media gurus, physical organizations, mental organizations, and health awareness. We have pastors, evangelists, deacons, trustees, ushers. We have it all here on this show just to give them the exposure that they need to promote their business, to promote what they're doing in life. This show allows the opportunity for them to discuss their career goals, their challenges, their new opportunities, awareness, everything that they want to talk about. You can talk about it here on the CoCo McMillian Show. And listen, we want you to bring that experience to the show, your knowledge to the show, because you know what? We believe in sharing your testimony and what you're doing, what you're going through, promoting your journey in life, because millions of souls can be blessed just by your testimony. So listen, if you want to be a part of the show, contact me at cocomcmillanmusic@gmail.com. Or you can reach me at teamcocomc@gmail.com. We will make sure that we get back to you to make it happen for you to be a part of this show. We are streaming live on the IBM network, on YouTube, on Facebook, LinkedIn, Roku. If you're sitting in your homes right now, go to Roku TV and download Pod TV Live. And guess what? You can watch it right now live on your big screen TV in your home. So we want you to do that. Make sure you share this broadcast. Make sure you go ahead and text a friend. Let them know that you are about to spend the next hour with Miss CoCo McMillian. I want to give a shout out to Wayne Booker out there watching. Hey, Wayne, how you doing? He's been doing some fabulous work for the show. So I want to give a shout out to my brother. And listen, that's what we're going to be talking about today with Dr. Kenya Wallace with the book called Hello Handsome. I'll just shout out to my brothers. So listen, we are doing a roll call. If you're watching, go ahead and text your dad, your father, your brother, your uncle, your cousin, your boyfriend, your husband. Let them know this is the show that they need to be watching tonight because it's dedicated to our brothers. And I'm so excited that Dr. Kenya decided to come on tonight to share that book with us because it's we got some great brothers out there. We got some great men that's out there that's doing some amazing work, for the kingdom, for the community, for their family, for their business. And then we got some that's out there that's not doing so great. So that's where we stand in, ladies, to fill the gap, to push our men, to encourage them, not to jump in front of them or try to take lead, but to stand with them and promote them and help them get through those tough times and give them an encouraging word when they're needed and let them know that God is right there with them. So in their head, so we're there to push and to motivate, to encourage, not to tear down. That was for somebody tonight. Not to tear down, but to motivate and lift them up. So this show is dedicated to all my fellas. So come on, let's do a roll call tonight. Let me know where you're watching from, what you're doing. I see you out there, TT. I hope Aaron is watching. Hello to everyone that's watching tonight. Thank you to Mark and Kimberly. All of you guys is working so hard behind the scenes. Yolanda Rudolph, Texas is in the house. Thank you so much for watching. Kimberly, Kimberly Winborn, thank you so much for watching. Listen, guys, we got to get her on the show. She have a fabulous podcast, so hopefully we can get her on the show. Maisha Thornton, thank you so much for watching. Hello to you. Pastor Ricky, hey, Pastor Ricky, for coming in. Evangelist Regina Brewer, thank you so much for coming in, stepping in. My girl, thank you so much. Ricky, I want to say hi to you, Pastor Ricky, and thank you again for stopping by every morning at Cafe. I'm sorry, I'm so excited. Coffee Cafe to get your cup of coffee. He comes in and say, Coco, I need your coffee because it's anointed. I love that. And it's 6 o'clock in the morning, 6 and 7 in the morning. So if you're in the area, if you're in Cary, North Carolina, stop by the Amtrak Depot, 211 North Academy Street in Cary, inside the train station. I'm there Monday through Friday, 6 a.m. to 10:30 a.m. Get your cup of coffee, hot chocolate tea. We have some danishes, some candy. So whatever that you need, just come on and stop by and see me, and we'll make sure that we take care of you. Andrea Cattle, Evangelist. Oh my God, thank you so much for watching. God bless you, sister. She was on the show last week with the Women on Fire. And when I tell you those ladies was on fire, they were on fire. So thank you, Evangelist, for stopping in today. And speaking of that, Pastor Temple Dewberry was on. She is absolutely amazing and amazing. Everyone that was on the panel last week was amazing. I mean, God stepped in and did what he needed to do. We had a conversation around women and women on fire. So if you didn't get a chance to watch the podcast, you can go back to my page and check it out. But I do want to let you know that Pastor Dewberry has a conference that's coming up April the 29th at 10 a.m. It's the 2023 Women's Conference. Make sure that you sign up. Go ahead to her page. It's Temple Dewberry. Go to her page, sign up for the conference because it's going to be off the chain. So make sure you check that out. Dr. Tanya Scott has another conference coming back up in October. Oh my God. So if you missed the one that she just had this past month, you need to go ahead, save the date. It is October the 27th through the 29th. That's the Conversation Camp, which is absolutely fabulous. Make sure you check out Dr. Tanya Scott because ladies, we need that. We need that motivation. We need that encouragement. We have a lot of women that's, getting ready for their conferences. We have Pastor Dewberry. We have Dr. Tanya Scott. We have Angela Peace Corps, the Making It Happen conference that's coming up. And I heard that she's out the hospital and doing well. Come on, tell me God won't do it. He is amazing. So she has that women's conference coming up too. So just check out, make sure you go to those pages and support my sisters because it's not only for them, but it's for you. Okay, it's for you. That was for somebody too. Also, Pastor Karen Dones contact me. She is getting ready to go back to Ghana, going back to Ghana, and it's coming up in the next 35 days. I think it's May the 15th. She is asking for all. Yeah, thank you so much, Mark. There is the flyer there for Pastor Dewberry. Good evening, Pastor Solomon. Paris Solomon, good evening. Jeff Davis, Shaw University in the house. Jeff, it's so good to see you. Thank you so much for joining. So you guys, you see that flyer there, April the 29th. Make sure you check her out. But Pastor Karen Jones contacted me. She's going back to Ghana on May the 25th, and she's looking for people to donate items to these girls that's there that do not have like their personal items. So please make sure that you reach out to Pastor Karen Jones. And if you want to donate, all of the information is on Amazon, where you can purchase the items there for like a care package for the ladies there in Ghana. You can do that and help support her as well. I want to go ahead and get all the announcements off the way so I can bring on Dr. Wallace and we can get to our conversation about Hello Handsome. Also, Terrell Harris, she's one of my students. I think I've had it on here a couple of times. Amazing 16-year-old, phenomenal singer. Has a chance. She won the different Apollos that was here in the area. Well, New York City has called her back. She will be going to New York City on the Apollo there, which is taking place in June the 21st. So we are looking for donations, sponsors to help her go to New York City to take care of the transportation, take care of the housing for us. So, I want you guys out there to let's support our sisters, because they're doing some amazing things out here in the community for the kingdom. She's 16 years old with a voice like an angel, and we want to make sure that she bring that talent, take that talent to New York and bring that prize home as a winner. So we want to make sure that we reach out to her, support her. You can reach her, Terrell Harris, on Cash App. As well as if you're sending any checks or donations, go to her Facebook page for Terrell Harris. You'll see more information about that. Next week on the show, we got Kelly Cole that's coming on. Kelly Cole is going to be promoting his book as well, talking about how being a father, just changing all his goals and things that he wanted to do. He sacrificed for his son, Aaron Cole. And if you don't know Aaron Cole, you need to pull him up. He's one of the hottest gospel rappers out there today, just selling millions and millions of copies. And Mr. Kelly Cole sacrificed his career to take care of his son, to make sure that he was out front. And that's what, again, I'm loving what Dr. Wallace is doing here tonight about Hello Hampton, talking about our men and how they're just doing some great things and just keeping them motivated, how they're making sacrifices. So I'm just so excited about everything that's going on. So we want you to continue to tune in and, continue to watch the show, and let's support our brothers and sisters. One last thing, Melissa Wade just texted me. The St. Jude Run and Walk is coming up, the 5K. If you want to be a part of that, make sure you contact Melissa Wade, because that's coming up in September. So you got time to go ahead and get in shape. Do everything you need to do, because when you come, we want you to either run or walk. We don't want you to spectate, but we want you to come and actually participate in this 5K event for the St. Jude. So make sure you reach out to Melissa Wade too if you want to sign up and register for that event. So I think I got all the announcements out the way. You can continue to put in the chat here where you're watching from, what you're doing. This next hour is going to be amazing, just with the guests that we have on here tonight. And listen, let us know what you're doing. Let us know, if you're liking the show. We want you to support the show, share it, comment, do all that stuff. It's running on YouTube as well. And we are also looking for sponsors for the show. So if you want to donate to the CoCo McMillian Show, reach out to us, reach out to myself, reach out to Mark Lee, and let us know. Any amount helps. It doesn't matter. It doesn't even matter if it's $1. You want to donate $1, that helps too. So we want to continue for the show to grow and bring different features and things to the show. So we will love your support. Being a sponsor, we'll make sure that we play your commercial every week that we hear on the show. So reach out to us and be a good sport and go ahead and sponsor the CoCo McMillian Show. Can you do that for me? Can I get a hands up on that? All right. Thank you so much. So listen, we are going to take a quick commercial break, really quick, and we're going to come back with Dr. Kenya Wallace. Man, she was on here last August of 22. And I remember our conversation when she was saying, CoCo, I want to get back into the swing of things. I was in a place, but God started to speak to her and say, it's time, it's time, it's time. Ever since then, Dr. Wallace have been rolling, okay? She's been rolling and doing some great work in the community, in her ministry. She is a native of Martin County, North Carolina. She delivers profound messages of hope, encouragement, enlightenment, and prophetic grace. She inspires to empower others to live through the use of biblical principles and simple, intentional practices. She is a licensed minister. She's an author. She's a speaker. She's a podcast host. It comes on at 8 o'clock. She's going to talk to us about that tonight as well. And she's a certified vision mentor and coach. And I just love what she's been speaking into my life, and that's life and live. So I appreciate her. She's the founder of Kenya Wallace Enterprise and Kenya Wallace Publishing. She has a degree in education and a doctorate in general psychology. She's a member of Toastmasters International. She is just a phenomenal woman of God. I remember after the show that she did last year in August, I had a chance to meet her personally again in person at one of the events that I was singing at. And you know what I loved about her? She's phenomenal. She's a doctor. She does all these things. And when I was at this event ministering, she served me. She was there for me, making sure I was okay, making sure I had everything I need. That's what I'm talking about right there. A woman of God, just doing her ministry in all aspects. And that's why God is blessing her. She has this book that's out now called Hello Handsome. And I think I've given everyone time enough to go ahead and text everyone to bring all the men on here to hear this information about what's going on with Hello Handsome. So listen, when we come back for this commercial break, we're going to have none other than Dr. Kenya Wallace. We'll be right back.
How you holding up? Nothing wrong with getting help.
If I promise to look into it, will you drop it and help me build this fence?
Now you need my help.
If you or a veteran you know needs support, don't wait. Reach out. Find resources at va.gov/reach.
Ladies, there's a brand new male species in town, and it's called the Bella Fella. Bella is essential. Wherever you go, whatever you do, wherever you are, just ask NFL Super Bowl legend Willie Parker. The Bella Fella cannot go anywhere without his Bella Couture essential oils, designed for the man of the night. Bella. It's not just a product, it's a lifestyle. Bella Couture by Jenna Law.
My character, Shazam, knows all about growing up in a family full of teenage superheroes. They're bold.
Where's everyone going?
To fight crime?
Okay.
Adventurous. Shazam! There's never a dull moment. And no matter what happens, they'll always have your back. All they need is a place to grow and be themselves. And the best part is, you don't have to be a superhero to adopt a teen. Learn more about adopting a teen from foster care. Visit adoptuskids.org. You can't imagine the reward.
Es que la música se me hace es que transmite cosas que luego es más fácil decirlo que palabras.
Exacto. Tuve que abrir mis ojos los tres, inhalar profundamente, contar hasta...
Yes, we are back for the CoCo McMillian show. I wanted to also say too, I forgot to mention Ashley Tankard is competing for the American Idol. She's part of the Tankard family here. So we want to give a shout out to the Tankard family and to Ashley that's competing in the American Idol too. So we got some phenomenal people that is here doing some amazing things in the triangle. So shout out to everyone. So without further ado, we want to go ahead and bring on Dr. Kenya Wallace.
Hey, Coco.
Dr. Wallace, how are you, beautiful?
I am wonderful. How are you?
I'm great. I'm so great. I'm so happy and so excited about everything that you're doing, that you agreed to come on the show. It's nothing like when you text someone to say, hey, do you want to come on the show? You're like, yeah, you come back immediately like, yes, my girl.
Yes.
Oh my God.
Thank you for the opportunity.
It's my pleasure. My pleasure. I want to just go back. Kimberly, hi.
Hey,
so
y'all.
Listen, you got your fans. They coming on, Dr. Wallace.
Thank y'all so much.
Listen, I just want to go back. Hey, Miss Trav, how you doing? Okay, so I'm trying to speak to everybody because I know it's here for you. I want to go back, Dr. Wallace, back to when we talked in August of last year. Just take us back, that conversation that we had. I remember you was just saying, there's so much that you wanted to do, but you was in a place, and you just kind of trying to figure out what you want to do, where you was. And then when God spoke to you, you knew it was time. So take us back to there to up to now, because it's a lot has transpired within that year. So just take us back to where you are right now.
So when we had that conversation in August, I think I had just written Hello Beautiful, the women's journal, or it was about to come out. And we talked about a variety of things. Yeah. But one of the things we were talking about was, even though I know God is with me, he's called me to do some great things, I still found myself, I guess you could say, in a rut. Yeah. But I wanted to do it, but then there was some hesitation because my flesh started kicking in. I started looking around like, okay, well, do I have the support I want to have? Do I have the visibility? No. And you get discouraged at times. Yes. There are times it's like, okay, God, you said X, Y, and Z. I'm still waiting on X. Like, what's going on? But really learning to be patient and really attend to his word. And once I was settled with that, I had friends who prayed with me, prayed for me. And I came out of the rut and it was like, God was like, you got to move. Like, you can't keep encouraging people and speaking these words of inspiration and hope if you're not taking hold of them yourself. Right. So I want to say, like, right around the holidays, I was doing something with Hello Beautiful and I heard a journal for the men. I was like, nope. I don't know anything about that. Because even part of our conversation that night, we kind of touched on the men a little bit. We did. I had no idea it was going to develop into a men's journal. And my comment to God was, I don't know how to write for men. I can write for women because I have experience as a woman. I don't know these things. Right. But God being God, allowed me to have conversations like with my dad and with my nephews and a good friend of mine. And I was just listening to them and I was like, wow, like I've never seen my dad cry. Like, and I've seen my nephews like try to fight it back or whatever. And I'm just empathetic and compassionate. I'm the loving aunt. Like, it's okay, you can cry because I don't mind crying.
Right.
But recognizing, just thinking back over time, even when I was teaching, I would tell my little boys, stop crying. Boys don't cry. Suck it up. You'll be all right. Be a big boy. Now realizing, like, okay, that probably wasn't the best thing to do. This was the icing on the cake. I was working on the journal. I was dragging my feet and I began working on the journal after talking to my nephews and getting their input as to what to put in the journal. Yes. And it was a Monday night. I want to say it was in January. And I think it was late January. I forgot that, okay, I like background noise. The TV wasn't on and it was Monday night and I like football. Like, I'm missing Monday night football. Turn on the TV. I see this football player crying. And I'm like, what's going on? Yeah. And I knew from experience, like something had to have happened. I was like, but he wasn't ashamed to allow his tears to flow. The camera pans over to the field and I see this circle of men. I'm like, what is going on?
Wow.
And the volume down low, I didn't know that there was something had happened with Damar Hamlin.
Right.
And then, of course, I'm listening to the commentators and I'm seeing the tears in their eyes. And I'm like, God, why does it take something tragic for our men to express their emotions? And that's when it hit home, like, that's why he's telling you to write the journal.
Right.
And from that came Hello Handsome. I still drug my feet. Like January, I was dragging my feet. I called you in February because I thought I was ready.
Right. I remember that.
Oh my gosh. And we had this conversation and then I kind of fell off because life came in a good way. Like when I started moving. And I was like, okay, God, where does this fit? And I was like, well, Father's Day will be a good time, to launch the book. It would be a good present, for the dads and the men in our lives. And he was like, God was like, get it done. April 1st, a couple of weeks ago, I'm hemming and hawing. God is like, get it done. I'm like, it's done, but I hadn't published it. And he was like, publish it. So I published it on April 1st, sent it to the printer that same night. I received an email from the printer saying on the 4th that it was being printed and it was going to be shipped soon. April 6th, it was on my doorstep. This particular company that I use is on the West Coast. And every time I order my other books through them, it takes at least 10 to 14 days for me to receive it. So when I received the email saying that it was going to be delivered on the 6th, I was like, it was just printed. I didn't choose express shipping. I chose just standard shipping because I was like, it'll be here by the 15th. That'll give me a plan. April 6th, Hello Handsome was on my doorstep.
Oh my God.
So I was like, you're not playing, God. Like, OMG. So that's when you give God a yes and you really mean it. And when you start moving, he's going to move.
He's move.
Waiting on us. Kimberly Tatterton, I'm not messing with you. I saw your comment.
You see that?
I'm not messing with you. But I was in awe. Yeah. I'm like, God, like from history, this is the time frame it takes when I order from this company. But for it to happen like that quickly, let me know that God definitely has a reason for this book being in the earth at this time.
And you know what? And the comments are going crazy here. Jean Garner, how you doing? How you doing? So listen, and I just want to encourage somebody tonight, when God tells you to do something, as he told Kenya, you have to move. You have to move right there because he will make everything else easy for you. You know what I'm saying? It's like he already knew before. He knew all this before we was born. But that means that he have set the path for you. So all you have to do is move. I see history got one.
I'm not messing with Jackie either. That is so true, though.
It does.
That's true because God owns time. He can do whatever he wants For us, it seems like forever, but for him, it's not.
It's not.
It's
That's why it's in his timing.
Right. I got you, Paris. Yes, ma'am. But that's what, and in that, what he's been dealing with me on also is really activated my faith. I thought I had faith before, and I thought I walked with blind faith before, but this truly activated my faith. And I'm like, okay, God, like if you did this in less than 7 days.
What? You know what 7 means.
5 days from the 1st to the 6th. 5 is grace.
Oh, listen. Come on now.
5 days. And I'm like, okay, God. Wow. So what else am I believing for? Yes. Thinking that it's going to take X amount of time that you can do at the speed of light.
Right. Because it's needed, you know, and as I said earlier in the show, Hello Hampton, that's just perfect. You know, we had the Hello Beautiful for the women, but Hello Handsome, that right there, it encourages our men. You know, just period. Right there, it encourages our men. And when, you know, some of the things that, you know, had in there after talking to your dad and, you know, your uncle, your cousins and things like this, what are some, because I don't want you to give us everything on the, you know, in the book, because I want people to purchase it. We're going to put there, you know, how they can contact you and all that stuff like that. But can you just give us little nuggets of some of the things that they could be looking forward to when they're reading the book?
So it's a 30-day journal. It's more of a reflection journal. And in the beginning, I opened it with a letter, because it just felt strange just having a men's journal and then just opening up and writing. But in the letter, I pretty much share with men like how society views them. It's like they carry the world on their shoulders, but so many don't have an outlet or a space, a safe space to release without being judged. Or like, oh, I thought you were a man. And I used to be that chick, right? I used to be that chick. I'm delivered and reformed. Because again, the stigma from society. And it takes a while to unlearn those things. So in the letter, one of the things I said was the purpose is for men to really express what they're feeling. And it's short and sweet, because I know guys don't talk and I'm talkative. So I wanted to make sure it was short and sweet and it was to the point. So they're just basic things that I ask, like, today I feel, and you finish it. So they're different prompts. Like, I'm grateful for, I'm pleased with, one thing I'd like to change. And that's every day for 30 days. But I also included meditation moments like I did in Hello Beautiful to help men purposely or intentionally take time to just stop and reflect, not worry about what has to be done, when, where, and how, not all the other outside noise or the other things. Like going to the gym is good, having other means of releasing that tension and emotions are good, but just sometimes just connecting with yourself.
Yes.
So that's what the meditation moments are for. And it's little things like close your eyes and focus on something positive or something that makes you smile. Take it in, release. Do that for, 4 times. How does that make you feel?
Oh.
Just really thinking about that, because when you have, and I was in years ago, I was in such a negative place. When you've been in a space like that, when you repressed your emotions, when you finally release them and you get into a space where you're free, and it's like, this feels good. I don't want to go back to that. So I'm going to do everything I need to do to protect this peace. And that's what it is. 30 days is just different meditation moments. They're extra, just blank pages for them to write whatever. And one of the things that I wrote in the letter, as part of my reason for writing the journal, was because I recognize when our men are hurting, the world around them hurts.
Yes.
Family, friends, everything around, we see the negativity that comes from that. But when they're healed, the world around them is healed.
It's healed.
Right? There's peace, there's love, there's joy, there's open lines of communication. Yeah. But most importantly, when we think about that emotionally, but physically, they feel better, they live longer, brains are more active, because when negativity impacts our body, it creates
Yeah.
stress, which creates hypertension, which
Yes.
creates compromised immune systems, right? All these negative things. But when that healing takes place, the
Woo!
versus it,
Yes.
right? So
Yes.
that's the purpose of Hello Handsome. It's just really to start a wellness regime, just to really be intentional about stopping and just really reflecting on the day.
Right.
And the one thing I'd like to change, when my nephew said that, I was like, never thought about that. And I'm really waiting for him to write a book. He's not settled yet, but when he gets there, it's going to be good. And he was like, sometimes I make decisions that I wish I hadn't have made.
Mm.
He was like, so I think about, well, what could I change? What's one thing I could change? And I was like, wow. And he's 29. And I'm like, that's good.
That's good right there.
I was like, okay, I hadn't thought about that. I'm not messing with Kimberly.
Healing is sexy.
It is. Because that's the thing, even as women, right?
Yeah.
Because, you know, we've been conditioned, we've had certain stigmas attached to us, but we've also
That's right.
projected some of those stigmas onto our men.
Right.
God created men to dominate and subdue the earth. There was a reason why he created Adam before he created Eve.
Exactly.
Adam walked with God.
Yes.
God could have named the animals, but guess what? He gave that job to Adam.
Adam, okay? Come on, Dr. Wallace.
He did everything else. He created the earth, the sky. He created everything.
Yeah.
In 6 days, right?
Yes.
And when he could have named the animals while he created them.
Yeah.
Adam.
He gave it to Adam.
Gave it to Adam. There was a reason, because he wanted Adam and the men that came from him to dominate, to rule and subdue the earth.
Yes.
Not dictate, not abuse. And the other thing I thought about was just pretty much over time, the male-female relationship, that whole paradigm. God created Eve from Adam's rib.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
The rib is one of the strongest bones in the body, and it
Yeah.
protects the heart. So I had to think back on before Christ came, you're like, dang, how often did I tear down men? Because I didn't have a good understanding.
Right.
So now it's, oh, I'm independent. I don't need a man to take care of me, blah, blah, blah. I can do da, 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 da. Thankfully for deliverance and transformation.
Yes.
That's not my song anymore.
Right.
I now recognize my place, because I will be the dominant one in relationships. Like, you don't tell me what to do. I'm grown. Like, okay, bye. I don't need you.
Right.
Now being enlightened, there's a reason.
There's a reason.
There has to be that connectivity. And if a man doesn't feel safe, especially with someone he cares about, whether it's family member or not, they're not telling us anything.
That's
now
right.
their shoulders are here, scowls on their face, and they don't want to talk, and we're mad. We're mad. Well, be like that then.
Right? Slam the door.
So even when we're healed, the world around us heals.
Yeah.
And the men in our lives are now safe to share, and even kind of put us in our place. Like, hey, you're doing too much. And we're like, okay, not get an attitude. Like, who are you talking to?
Yes. Yes.
So that's the purpose of Hello Handsome.
Oh, wow.
And there are also quotes that speak to the character of man on some of the line pages, just to remind them. And they're from like Barack Obama, Nelson Mandela, Dr. Martin Luther King Jr., but just reminders. Oh, it's time for our men to like really regain
right
their place of dominance, to be the kings that God created them to be.
The kings, exactly.
To be the kings, to do it from a place of healing.
Yes.
And wholeness.
Yes.
So that now our young boys can grow up to be, they can be healed too, because it's prevalent. We see it a lot. And as a public school teacher, I saw that a lot. Like, I prayed a lot. I had to rock and hold a lot of babies because they were so angry and they didn't have a positive or healthy way to express it. So I
Yes.
spent a lot of time pouring into them and telling them who they were. I
Yes.
love them, how intelligent they are, celebrating the little things, pumping them up. Like, don't ever let anyone tell you you're less than.
Right.
Because it starts at an early age.
It does.
Our men are healthy and whole. Now we're perpetuating that through the bloodline, through family relationships, and even connections.
Right.
So yeah, that's healthy.
Girl, that was woo. That was good right there, Dr. Wallace. The viewers are just going, they're loving what you're saying. Listen, if there's any men out there, I want to hear from you. I want to hear your thoughts of what Dr. Wallace is saying here today. Does that pertain to you? Are you feeling that way? Do you know someone that feel that way? Because again, it starts there. It reminded me of something, Dr. Wallace, of this movie that I was watching, and this young lady and her husband, and they had a child. They were atheists. They didn't believe in God. To fast forward on the movie, she found Christ. She found Christ, and she was trying to convince her husband to do the same thing. He was like, no, we're not doing that. We're not doing that. And you have changed and blah, blah, blah. I mean, it just went on and went on. And they kind of got into, he wanted to leave at a point. But what I loved about her, she stayed faithful. She stayed connected to God, and she still treated him as a man. Even when he got mad at her and go off and drink and come back home and fussing, she was right there encouraging him. Encourage him, just talking to him, speaking life. And then at that moment, at the end, he says, because he was trying to figure out, he wanted to go do some research on Christ, on Jesus. Was there a God? It's not true. And so he went to travel all over the world just to come back and say, what I learned is love from you. Jesus was love, and you were still there for me, even when I didn't believe.
Yes.
Even when I tore you down, you was there for me, and that made me change. And so when you said tonight about how we not to tear our men down, but to encourage them. And I guess I know, ladies, I know what you're saying. CoCo, they get on my nerves. I'm fed up. I'm tired, because they can be narcissists. They can be, doing the gaslighting and all that stuff. Yes, we know that. But we as women today, we have to figure out a way how to manage that and how to turn it around and come to do the approach a little different. And I, me too. I've been there, Dr. Wallace. I've been there. So we have to make our approach a little different, just to keep encouraging, because that's why so many men now, I think, turn to the games or turn to different things, because they're looking for love.
Yeah, in all the wrong places.
All the wrong places.
And the other, that is so true. Like, even with your sharing about the movie, she didn't constantly throw the Bible at him and throw verses at him. Right. She lived the word. She
lived it.
We're supposed to be living epistles read of men, right? That's what Paul said, right? So we have to show God to them. But the other piece too, it also shines a light on us. It reflects on us if we're attitudinal, if we're short-tempered. It's like, okay, so what is in me that I need to work on as well?
There we go.
You go in your secret closet when he's not around, like, God, I need you to give me the words, because mine are going to be jacked up. I'm going to call him everything but your child. So when I open my mouth, can you just go ahead and say what you need to say to him?
Right.
But we have to be honest.
Right.
There are days we don't feel like being polite. We don't feel like putting up with stuff, because we put up with stuff outside of, work, wherever. But we have to be intentional. It has to be a whole conversation. It could be, how you doing? Oh, thank you. Thank you for taking out the trash. Oh my gosh, I just love you. Right. Remember, was it Norbert? I can't remember one of the Eddie Murphy movies when they would go, Hercules. Just like we have to really practice pumping him up. We got to practice before he, comes around, but let it be sincere.
That's it. Oh my God, I love that.
Yeah.
One of the men said, "Love is the cornerstone of all religions." I like that. I
Yeah.
like that. He said some folks live the message on Sunday and during Bible study, but not during the rest of the week.
But that is so true. Which is why, and so I taught second grade for a long time. My kids will come and tell the conversations at home. So like when I would see the parents or see one of the parents, is like it's one little thing, and I'm just like, oh, I don't know what your child said. So one time I had to like pull a parent aside. I said, look, your baby's coming telling all your business. Whatever y'all are doing, don't do it in front of him. Well, I didn't listening. I didn't think as kids hear everything. Whatever you need to say it when he's at school or when he's not in the house.
Right.
But kids know. They'll tell us in a heartbeat.
They sure will.
But it's really self-reflection on both parts. But it's really we do have to practice that love walk. And it's not going to be easy. But if we give it to God, we surrender it to God.
Yes.
He helps us with that. And like the end of that story, before we know it, you're going to see that change. And ladies, when the change comes,
woo,
celebrate with him. Because that's one of the things I put in the letter. As the men are going through this 30-day reflection, it doesn't have to be 30 straight days, but celebrate the accomplishments.
Yes.
Celebrate, not flying off the handle as quick as you used to or whatever.
Right.
Celebrate that. It's the small thing.
It's so important. David Wallace says self-integrity. I love that.
Yes. Hey, cuz. But it is. And I question God a lot. I was like, I don't know. I'm not sure. Like, God, what is this? It wasn't meant for me to know.
Right.
It was meant for me to move and get it out when he said, get it out.
Get it out.
Because I don't know who needs it.
That's right.
If it's just one person that receives something from it, I'm happy. So can I hold it up? I know I was talking from it. Can I hold it up?
Please do.
This, I hope you can see it. This is
there we
Hello
go.
Handsome.
There we go.
It's on Amazon, but when you search on Amazon, it's Hello Handsome Men's Journal, or you can put my name with it. But I'm excited to see what God's going to do with it, honestly. I'm so excited to see what he's going to do with it.
And that's something that they can keep, like it's, a 30-day journal. They can, every day is processed. Wayne Booker, I want to hear what you think, what you think about it. Jeff Davis out there, you guys, I want to hear what you think. But, that's 30 days and they can see the process. And lady, if you purchase this for your husband, you see them writing in the book, you see what they're doing. Don't be standing over there talking about what you doing.
That's because that's what we do.
That's what we do.
That's what we do. We want to know everything. But this really, honestly, men have to have time to process it.
Yes.
Like my dad and I, we spend time together. We don't do a lot of talking. I'm talkative. My dad is not. But I'm cool with just sitting watching Westerns with my dad, watching Army movies because he's a veteran. Like, we don't have to talk. Yeah. But when he calls and he wants to talk, I let him talk. Because I'm like, hey, that's his time.
Right.
But that's what I've had to learn was don't nag, especially my nephews. I'm like, what are y'all doing? Da 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 da. No.
Oh gosh.
Nagging doesn't work.
Thank you, Dr. Wallace, because it makes us think about, when you said something there. I remember this guy was telling me, he told me several times. And so, again, when they're ready to talk, they talk, so you got to listen. So when they start talking, my face tells it all like, okay. And like, he's like, have I told you this before? Yeah, you told me. Hey, that wasn't right, CoCo. Just listen. There's another comment here says, some women are too busy pursuing their materialistic side of things, want men to have the right job, have the right car, have the right house. Ooh.
So again,
wow.
That's now you have to check yourself. Because I used to be that chick too. So God he's done a work in me, right? Yeah. He has done a work in me and I'm grateful, but I had to want it.
Oh,
Because I
yes.
recognized that if I didn't change my ways, I was going to be alone forever.
Wow.
But here's the thing. Social media cannot be our source.
There we go.
It can't be our guide. We can't try to live like Sierra and what's his name over in Denver, Russell Wilson and all the
Right,
others.
right.
What does God have for us? Who am
Right.
I? Who did God create me to be? God, what is the temperament you want me to have?
Yes.
And I recognize if I didn't change, I'd be in a home somewhere, as one of my friends said, with a bunch of cats. I don't like cats though. But that's the importance of, especially men, when you're choosing women. Don't choose one that has, big lips, big butt, and all that other stuff, all the fake. We really have to look at the heart of people.
Yes.
What motivates them? And if it's always something materialistic, that's all you're going to get from them.
That's all you're going to get. I'm trying to read this. Every man, Wayne Booker, every man needs that encouragement and self-care. We need to be able to lift each other up and not put each other down. We need to be able to stand beside you and not behind you. Whoa.
High five in the spirit.
Whoa. Yes. Another comment. We have to be accountable for you. I got chills right there.
That spoke volumes.
Oh,
that spoke volumes.
I got chills, Dr. Wallace.
That spoke volumes because
we have to be accountable for you.
Yes. That right there, that's a mic drop moment because
right.
If we continue to look at men through the lens of past hurts, past failures, past disappointments, and even through the media, then we're going to make it hard for them to stand up for us.
Yes.
We're going to make it hard. So both parties have to do their work.
Oh,
and it's not pretty all the time.
It's not. One of the comments that was running, I didn't catch her name, but she said, me and my sweetie had a conversation about their differences. And I guess they was able to talk it through. That's what has to happen.
Yes.
You have to talk. And if they're not ready to talk, don't force them.
Nope.
It's when they're ready. When you find that time, that's what, as my sisters always say, when they open the door, that's when you jump in.
Yep.
And
one of the things that came to me, I heard when you were talking, I was like, don't look over their shoulder and don't go through their phone. Leave it alone.
Leave it alone.
Because the thing is, you've got to let God, I'm hearing God say, let me work on their heart.
Right.
Because we try to jump in and do God's job.
Yes.
Because we know everything. Right, Jackie? I had to too. Yeah, it's a deprogramming that takes place. So I don't know who's going through somebody's phone. Stop now, because it's not going to bring you anything good.
Nope.
It's going to bring you trauma and hurt, and that's not the intention. You're going to have to trust. And here's the thing: if you're with ladies, if you're with somebody and he's not the right one, God's going to move him.
Yes.
You don't have to do a thing. God's going to reveal and move. You just have to accept it.
Right.
Because I was in a situation for a minute. I didn't want to accept what God was showing me. And then it got to the point where it was like, okay, is that person a God? Because what happens is we place them above God.
That's it.
God said there'll be no other gods before him. And he's jealous. So if that's what you want, he's going to let you have it. He's going to be like, okay, you want Bobo? Go ahead. Because Bobo ain't no good. His heart is messed up. But when you come to your senses and you're like, God, okay, I'm sorry. Like I had a lot of those I'm sorry moments.
Right.
But God is merciful and graceful enough.
Graceful.
And forgiving to allow us to come out of that unscathed.
That's right. Gene Gardner said you're going to mess around and see something you don't want to see. One of the guys said, not just going through my phone, but going through the computer and going through the internet. Jailer, he said, I had to realize I was not his coach. Oh, I was not his coach. I was his partner. That's good right there.
Especially for us women who are accomplished, and those of us, because Jackie is a coach as well. Yeah. So for those of us, that's what we do. we have to learn how to turn that off. We have to turn off the professional part of us and tap into the relational part of us.
Yes.
Like, okay. And they're going to share some things, that will hurt, but they're not intended to hurt us. It's just, it's going to hurt because it's hurting them.
Right. Right.
We take that to God. We don't try to fix it. We can't be Miss Fix It. I'm hearing that too. We can't be Miss Fix It. We can't fix everything and everybody.
Right.
And I'm working on that. But we have to truly let God do it. I'm hearing God say, give him to me.
Oh.
Wherever you are, give him to God and watch God do it. And he's going to do it speedily.
Oh my God.
It's going to be a quick work. But here's the thing. If our hands are in it, how does God get the glory?
Right.
So now we go from believing on God to believing on ourselves.
Right.
But when our hands are out of the mix and we do that transformation, guess what? Everyone connected to him sees that transformation too. And they're like, okay, well, maybe God can do that for me.
Exactly. And ladies, when he transformed your man, your spouse, or whatever it is, and that change, you see that change, and they want to do something nice for you, they're communicating to you. Please, and as we've been saying, work on yourself. Let's work on ourselves so we know how to accept that instead of saying, what's wrong with you? No. Because we can easily go back there. Well, what's wrong with you? Or we think, oh yeah, he up to something because he changed. What you doing? What you hiding? Who is she? No, look, I don't start moving my hands. I'm sorry.
Wait, but stop checking mileage on vehicles. All that other stuff. I am laughing at Mark's comments. Oh, but no, Mark said something that some men are intimidated by successful women, and that is true. Primarily because of how we postulate. It's like, I don't need anybody. But because some of the atmospheres that we're in, we have to be a little bit more assertive.
Yes.
And sometimes we don't know how to turn that off.
Yes.
But the flip side of that is they need to look into themselves. What part of them have they not fully developed to bring forth? Because God put greatness in all of us.
That's right.
He put greatness in all of us. So now it's time to, like I tell the women, discover that, define it. Is this just, the persona I have at work? Is this the person I show up as all the time? And now develop it. How do you develop it? What do you need to do? Do you need a coach? Do you need a mentor? Do you need therapy? We need therapy. We need therapy.
Yes.
There are some licensed coaches who are certified in the area of psychology and psychiatry. Those are the people we need.
Right.
Because they've studied, they've practiced, they have tools and resources that I'm a vision and mentor coach. I don't have the same tools, right? I can give you from my personal experiences and some other things, but deeper in the psychological realm, that's not my area of study for psychology. My area of focus is cognition and teaching, the brain and how we learn. What do we need to do that creates new neural pathways in our brains that open us up to new ideas, new experiences that also help our brain to function and thrive better, but we live longer too. Right?
Yes. Oh my God. Dr. Wallace, I mean, in the chat is,
I know.
Or just intimidated because of the truth, not just forgetting to drop the ball of being a man that pours in. Oh my God. This is good right here. This is good.
Kimberly.
She said, stop telling my business. Wayne Booker said, what is your purpose? Yes.
And we're at the time we've got to, I ain't mean to interrupt you, but we've got to start focusing on that and not the fluff stuff.
Yeah. We are out of time, Dr. Wallace.
No.
Oh my God, I didn't even realize we did this before. Oh my God, this has been so good. Everyone, thank you for your we got a few more minutes. Okay, good.
Oh, okay.
Thank you for all your comments and everything. Someone says I complimented woman if she asks me how many women do. Oh, I complimented a woman and she asked me how many women do you tell that to?
Because all right, so be honest now, CoCo. We know y'all run game, fellas. Y'all run game. Even the ones that don't have game try to run game.
Okay.
You like, really? Be authentic in your approach. But some women have been hurt and damaged so much they don't know how to receive a kind remark. They think there's something underlying.
Yes.
So just move, just like hey, but she has to be willing to receive it.
Right.
But that means that inner work has to be done as well.
Right. And that's what, right, the inner work, when you know yourself and you know that you don't have to worry about whether he running a game or not. Just accept it and keep it moving. Because as you said earlier, at the end of the day, God will show you if he's not the one. And when he pulled that cover and tell you to run, Forrest, run.
Giddy up.
Run.
Giddy up. Yeah. Yes, because a while ago, I was it was a relationship, I'm called situation. God was giving me, I call them pink flags, but then the pink flags turned red, and then they were like this. So I was like, okay, girl, what you gonna do? And just being frustrated was like, God gave you signs.
Yeah.
I ignored them. And then I'm like, God, oh God, I can't believe. Why are you crying, Kenya?
Oh.
You made choices. Now it's like, okay, rebound from this.
Oh my God. And that's it. Rebound.
Mm-hmm.
You see, David Wallace, the program started back when the blacks was sold in slavery. We as Africans must not allow and dwell on the past, but learn from it and process our thoughts and factual knowledge as we progress towards the future. Yes, David.
Yes.
We must live and present. Yes, lots of us get caught up with the past and anger overwhelms us. Yes. What's the right thing to do? We know that these emotions take over, take control. Yes. Oh my God. Come on, David.
That's the self-awareness part, but we have to be willing to accept that. We have to acknowledge it, and we have to accept it and be willing to do something about it, because there are so many people in the grave who are there early because they didn't release someone or something.
Yes.
So like when I saw those football players crying, and I was like, okay, God gave tear ducts to men and women.
That's right.
Tears protect our eyes, but they also emotionally cleanse us. They remove the toxins from us. So we have to stop holding stuff. So it's almost like emotional constipation. Like everything angers you, nothing pleases you. Everyone around you is on pins and needles. But we know that release has to take place, because if not, eventually death is coming.
Right.
So we have to learn how to release, not just through tears, but just even through conversations and safe spaces.
Safe spaces.
And being all right and not worried if somebody's going to talk about you. Let them talk. They talked about Jesus. They still
exactly. Because sometimes it ain't nothing like a good old cry. I mean, ladies, I know we have our little bags around our eyes, but that's why they have things to take that. But you notice when you have a good cry, you sleep real good.
Honey, yes. Ask a toddler who's thrown a fit, and then they conk out and they wake up like nothing's happened, because our body needs their release, right? Because here's what happens when we release tears, especially just from any show of emotion, joy, anger, whatever.
Yes.
Oxytocin and endorphins are released. Those are the feel-good chemicals in our brains that are taking place, and they send these feelings throughout our body. So when that release comes, that good old put you to sleep, that's what's taking place, and that's what's necessary. And I'm not saying go out crying in public and being like, the Tin Man in the Wiz, but in your safe space,
right,
in your time with you, let the tears flow.
Yes.
And get yourself together, take a nap, or get up and do whatever it is you have to do.
Right.
But the other thing is teach someone else.
Yeah.
Teach one. We have to. We can't keep it all for us.
We can't. And brothers especially. Let's
Mhm.
help our young brothers. Let's help our when you see them out there walking around with their pants hanging down,
Oh my goodness.
just give them a little quick talk. I don't want you to get in no fist fight with them because some of them don't want to hear it. But just say what you got to say because you
Mhm.
don't know how you don't know how you can encourage that brother and
Right.
let them know that's not the way to present themselves. I don't
Right.
period. That's
Right.
just not the way. But let's help our brothers. Let's keep encouraging them because listen, you guys are the rock. The men
Yes.
are the rock, and we need the rock. And as Wayne said, I still love that he said we are accountable for you.
Yes. That right there.
That part.
Yes.
So let them love you, let them cherish you, let them protect you,
Yes.
let them guard you. And I'm not saying that because they say sometimes, oh, they so controlling. It's a difference between controlling
Mhm.
and
Mhm.
guarding and protection. So ladies, that's what we got to figure that out.
Right.
Okay.
Right.
We got to figure that out. So it's
That's
all
not
about,
good.
self-help. We got to figure that out.
Mhm.
But Dr. Wallace, any final words? I
Oh my
see
God.
we have running at the bottom of the screen how you can reach out to Dr. Wallace. Again, can you tell them how they can contact you, where they can get the book, and any final words to our Hello Handsome brothers out
Oh my
there
God.
today?
So I'm on a number of platforms. They're scrolling across the screen. I'm on Instagram twice as Dr. Period Kenya Zavet Wallace and Kenya X Wallace. So either one of those accounts. Also on Clubhouse at Dr. Kenya W. I'm on Facebook at Arthur Kenya Wallace, and I'm also at Kenya W. And Dr. Kenya W on TikTok, and I'm on YouTube at KX Wallace. You should be able to type in Dr. Kenya Wallace and it pops up. Um, Another way that you can reach me is through my website, drkenyawallace.com. I haven't put the book on the website yet. That's one of the things I have to do. But I just want to, one, thank you, CoCo, for allowing me to come in and share this time. But I want to thank our men and let you know that you're wonderful.
Yeah.
You are amazing. Despite what your past may have told you, what society says, we love you. And I
Yes.
wrote this book from a sister to a brother. Um, be encouraged and don't let anyone tell you you're less than what you are. I don't care what they say. I don't even care what the statistics say. We're statistic breakers.
Yes.
We break the statistics. We show up in the fullness of who God created us to be. And I'm going to
That's right.
tell you, when my king comes, I'm not going through any changes. We're not having, oh, you're not talking to me. We don't do that here. No, I'm sorry. That's going to be established beforehand. Because
Yes.
the thing is, if I'm whole, he has to be whole as well. We're not going to be perfect. We're
Right.
not expecting perfection, men.
Yes.
We're not expecting perfection, but we do want honesty. We want commitment. We want someone who is open minded and open to receiving, not even, I don't even want to call it criticism, but just some advice, some words of wisdom.
Yes.
But in the same token, that has to be a level of reciprocity.
Mm.
My words have to be healing and loving, just as his words have to be healing and loving. And how
Yeah.
do we practice that every day? By the people we come into contact with, the people that we are related to or
Yeah.
connected to. So I am very, very excited about what is going to happen with Hello Handsome because I like to know everything.
Mm-hmm.
I didn't tell me everything with this. And I was even nervous all day today before coming on here. I'm like, God, what am I going to say? Why did I write this book? I don't know. You told me to write the book. Because I'm that child. Like my mom will hold her breath when it's like, Lord, don't ask Kenya nothing.
He already knew. He knew it in February, Kenya, that what was going to even take place tonight. And my prayer, which I know that it's going to help someone. And guys, everyone that's watching tonight, I need you to do me a favor. Make sure you share this broadcast on your page because we have to get the word out to help our sisters and our brothers to let them know that they matter. They matter, because God created them. Dr. Wallace, when is your podcast? I know it's at 8 o'clock. Which nights? When do you do your podcast?
It's my live stream. It's Thursday nights at 8 p.m.
Okay.
Bible Talk with Dr. Kenya. And I'm basically talking about how the Bible is relevant to our lives. Tonight is going to be a little different.
Yeah.
Tonight is actually going to be more like worship and intercession.
Okay.
That was one of the things God placed on my heart. So every Thursday at 8 p.m., it'll be on Facebook, YouTube, and on Clubhouse. So you can join me there.
Yeah.
And I have to get back to my podcast, though, and that is Breathe with Dr. Kenya. I definitely have to get back to that. So just learning how to put everything in its place.
That's right.
Flow with God. And I put a link to where they can order the book from my author page as well in the chat.
Good. So, we'll be finished in a few minutes here. So, just give your time, go do what you need to do. Jump back on her live stream at 8 o'clock. There's an accessory that's going on tonight. That's a good time for us to cry.
Yes.
Because I tell God all what we want right there, So, Dr. Wallace, I am just so humbly grateful for you coming on. The comments are still coming in.
I love you all. Thank you so much. My tribe, my people. I love you. Like, I'm trying to keep it together, but thank y'all so much. Yeah.
That's love right there. That's what we need to do. Supporting each other, being there, just pushing each other to get to that next level, because there's so many levels that God wants us to be, to go to. And so it takes a village.
Mm-hmm.
To do this. So I'm just so grateful for you, Dr. Wallace. And I said earlier in the show how when we did that, I did that engagement, you was there right with me, serving and helping and assisting. I was like, but you're Dr. Wallace.
I'm still Kenya at the end of the day. And I was not raised that way, honestly. I was raised to honor and reverence people and not be big-headed. Mm-hmm. I've been delivered from that, though. That's how I'm able to do that now. Yeah. But it was my pleasure. Like, there were times like your songs would get me through. Those were one of my crying and snotting times. I was like, oh my gosh. And like when I saw you in person, I realized who you were. I was like, oh my God. Like I was geeking out, but still trying to be in the spirit. So it was my honor. It was such a pleasure to serve you. That's the least that I could have done.
Thank you so much. Thank you so much. So listen, so look, okay, so she's been on for Hello Beautiful. She's been here for Hello Handsome. I am excited what God is getting ready to do next. So when she comes back, so all you guys get ready for Dr. Kenya Wallace and her next mission, her journey. We're here for you, my sisters, to support you in anything you need. So God bless you. Thank you so much. Thank you so much for coming on the show. We love you here.
My pleasure. God bless you too. You and Mark are an amazing team. I love working with y'all. But yeah, it's only up from here for you, CoCo, is what I'm hearing. It's only up. Like this show is truly just the beginning. Even the coffee shop is just the beginning, like expansion, like worldwide expansion. Yes, you are an international gospel artist, but the world has to know you as CoCo, just the artist. The artist. And what you're doing for people on your platform, God is pleased with that.
To God be the glory.
People are recognizing. There are a lot of people who are looking and they're not saying anything, but your name is in rooms that you know not of yet.
Oh, woo, Jesus!
So just celebrate and rejoice. Like it's coming soon.
Yes.
Like we're gonna have to get in touch with your people just to even say hi to you. Even though it's not your personality, but you're going to have someone to kind of manage people that you are going to encounter. Wow. Because everyone can't get next to you. Everyone can't connect to you.
Oh my God.
Yeah.
Oh my God.
You're fine wine and you're aging perfectly. Like Yes, and we know that aged wine is the most expensive wine. Everyone can't afford that.
Oh my God.
And what did Angel Reese say when they won the championship? Yesterday's price is on today's price.
That's right.
So that's your motto.
Woo.
Yesterday's prices on today's prices.
Oh my God.
And don't be ashamed and don't, because I'm hearing speak your worth.
Oh.
Yeah.
Wow.
See, I was trying to keep that side of me down.
No.
I tried. I was good. Speak your worth. Because I'm also hearing for you that there's wealth that you know not of.
Oh my God.
That's prepared for you. So that people management is very necessary, because they're going to be people, wolves disguised as sheep. They're not going to touch you. But that manager is going to be able to knock them off. You won't even know anything about it. They're going to be like quiet assassins, like boom, popping people off, and you won't even know a thing. Because God's not going to allow them to touch you.
Oh my God.
Yeah. He's not going to allow them to touch you. You're great. You're great in the kingdom. You're great for the kingdom.
Oh my goodness.
And the young lady, the tankard young lady, oh my gosh, God's going to do some amazing things through her. So please let her know.
Ashley.
Her tankard. He's going to do some. Oh my gosh. Like
Mark, you hear that? Oh my God.
Even if they don't pick her to win, that particular studio, that whole production, it's not going to be the same, because there's a reason why she and her family are having to go there. And God's going to release some things through her. Yeah.
Mark, I hope you caught that. I hope you caught that, Mark. Oh my God.
It's going to be amazing.
Thank you, Lord. And I almost missed it. I'm so glad I brought that up. I'm so glad for Mark to remind me about that. Oh my God.
And let her know that no one can touch her. Nothing can take anything away from her or keep her from where God has her. Her family tells her that, but she's going to really see it firsthand. She's going to know that for herself.
Yes.
And her relationship with God is going to go deeper, and it's going to become stronger. And she is going to be a powerful voice in the industry.
Woo! All right.
Oh my God. We got to go, but I was like, okay, God, Mr. McCullough, God bless you, my brother. Like, I ain't have a hype man, but he has hyped me up. Like, you're my unofficial hype man.
Yes. Oh my God. That list, touching and agreeing. That's right.
Yes.
And I love it when God speaks too, because you can't stop that. I mean, you can't. Thank you, Gene Garner. The price just went up. You can't stop what God is doing. And that's the thing. I love when he just kind of takes control, because it's necessary. A lot of times we be trying to stop stuff. It's necessary. So Dr. Wallace, I'm so glad that you was obedient and said, I needed to hear that. I needed the encouragement. You understand what I'm saying? Yeah. I needed to hear that, because again, sometimes we get down. We try to figure out what's going on and why this is not happening. And these sheep and wolves and all that stuff, just being, the enemy is mad. So I know that God has put me here on this platform, not for me, but for the people. Yeah. The people didn't have, the opportunity, or just to try to get things done. And I want to be obedient and do what he has called for me to do. So thank you for those encouraging words. I received that. I just love you. Oh, I love you.
You know I love you.
Guys, thank you, Mark, for letting us go over.
Thank you so much.
Thank you for all the comments and everything. And Dr. Kendra, it's ending on this great segment, because next week, I said earlier, we have Kelly Cole that's coming on, Aaron Cole's father. And if you get a chance, pull up Aaron Cole, gospel rapper, selling millions of copies, where he sacrificed his career for his son. So that's the type of man we're talking about.
Yes.
So it just leads into, this was so, I'm getting chills. Come on, Lord. This segment, this show leads into everything that's getting ready to take place for our men. I'm speaking life on our men today, prosperity, just everything, favor, kings, the kings are back. You understand? The kings are back taking charge. So God, we just thank you tonight for this show and what you've done, what you're doing, the great work. We thank you for Dr. Wallace. We thank you for Mark, everyone, Wayne Booker, everyone that has participated tonight, the ones that was here, that watched the show, because this means a lot, even to you, Lord, that they will take the time to hear what's going on with our wonderful men. So God, we just say thank you. We love you. We appreciate everything you're doing, God. For the best is yet to come for each and every one that was on this live stream tonight. I'm speaking life tonight, that everything that you have been praying for, asking for, searching for, it shall be done. Tomorrow is a new day, new grace, new mercy. Watch God work, because if he did it before, he'll do it again. So we appreciate you. We love you tonight. As I always say, trust in the Lord with all thine heart. Lean not to thy own understanding, but in all thy ways, not some, not a little bit, not all thy ways, acknowledge him, and he will direct your path. God bless you, everyone. We love you. We'll see you next week.
Everyone.
Woo, woo.
You know what, Bobby?
What's that, Joe?
People are dying. You know, I really want to know what's happening.
Black Lives Matter.
What it is. I don't know what's going on. We gotta do our part. All of my life, I try to do my best, and something comes along and put me through the test. No matter what it is, no matter who it is, something they don't know, they're reaping what they sow. Yeah. I really want to know. Help my fellow man. I want to use my mind to think about what it takes to take someone that's down and make them someone great. Oh, no, I'm reaping what I sow, yeah. I really want to know. I really want to know. Teacher, do you know? Preacher, do you know? President, do you know? If they wanna know, tell me. I really wanna know. Sing that.
I wanna use my brain to show you what I know. I wanna use my eyes to show you where to go. I wanna use my skin to show you don't know. But if we all come together, we can help everyone grow.
Everyone grow, yeah. Oh, yeah. Tell me what to say. Tell me, we don't walk away. Somebody help me, somebody help me, somebody help me, somebody help me, somebody help me now. Somebody help me now.